Hey, we are back again. This time we're talking about Doctor Who. Who, you might ask? Doctor Who! That terrible show that used to be good back in the days? Yep. Doctor Who, one of the UK's most beloved science fiction shows, faces extermination after its woke storylines enraged viewers. I, for one, used to love Doctor Who back in the days. It was one of my favourite shows. Not the early days, the reboot. The Eccleston times. You know, Mr. Big Ears, BFG guy. Yeah, uh, his Doctor Who was the one that started the revamp. He was okay. Production values weren't great, but he was okay as the Doctor. So he kind of set the tone for where the future Doctors were gonna be. And then you had Tennant. Tennant was good. I think Tennant was the best one for me. Yeah, I love David Tennant. But as the show progressed, I mean, the storylines became more and more woke. It, this new generation, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like they just went from Doctor to Doctor to Doctor, and it looked like they're running out of steam, and they just lost the plot with Capaldi, where the storylines became too complex. Then they went for a woman Doctor, and by that time things were already on the downward spiral. Then, last but not least, they give the Doctor to a black man, a gay black man. Yep. So they run through everything. They even had I think they had a black woman, some sort of that was something else. I couldn't even bother with that. They tried to retcon something. It was terrible. But I think they're just starting to mess with the storylines too much to where they're just upsetting the viewers. And with this new series, Doctor Who, it's bad. Every episode there's some sort of woke message being shoehorned in. You know, you just got to think to yourself like, I go to watch these shows for escapism, but Russell T Davis, he's injecting his own life into the show. I mean, I guess you want to write from experiences, but couldn't really be all your experiences. A science fiction show. We don't want to be lectured during Doctor Who. And every episode, there's always some weird woke nonsense in there. I mean, at one point, the whole episode broke into song and dance. I was like, what is this, the Disney Channel? I stand corrected. Yes, it is on Disney Plus. So I guess it was part of their quota to have a song and dance in there. Oh, that's what I was like, what is this? The drag queen bad guy? I was like, what is this? Oh, and then there was one. Oh man, the episodes just go from woke to woke to woke. Always some message, and it isn't subtle as it used to be. They're bashing you over the head with these messages. It's annoying as hell, man. It used to be a really good show. I mean, I don't even know if the BBC can continue to fund it because production values are so high these days. They have to like maybe split it with Disney. I think. And Disney thought they had the. What's really upsetting me that this show is on Disney Plus as well, and then the BBC want you to pay for the TV license, and you pay for Disney Plus, and the same show that's on the BBC is on Disney Plus. So what's the point in what's the point in paying for the TV license if the shows are gonna end up on Netflix and on Disney Plus? Whatever's on the BBC is complete garbage. I mean, unless you wanna just watch EastEnders, that you can get on Sky. But yeah, you have a TV license, you have to pay for Sky. See, they try and force everything. The BBC is terrible. They're terrible people. It's unbelievable. I just can't get my head around how bad the BBC is. how woke they are. I mean, this tick box thing, annoying as well. Used to be a good show. Here's this one. Human Ubians were outraged at the introduction of a transgender and non-binary characters. This is what I'm trying to say. The wokery continues. This is so bad. Who would lash out at those assuming their gender, as well as a deranged villain played by a drag queen. that was a terrible episode. Oh man. Slump comes as Russell T Davies returned as showrunner and introduced a string of controversial plots. He wasn't like this before. He was good when he first started, and then he just became. I don't know if when it was on Disney, he just became so woke. Don't know, it's just weird. Gatwa deserves better than this. You know, he deserves better than this. He can do better. But this is don't know to offend this person. Ruby Rose Noble, a transgender daughter. I mean, I guess trans people are around. They should be allowed in Doctor Who. Fans also lamented the introduction of the deranged, wide mouth, ginger haired non-binary villain played by American drag queen Jinx Monsoon. Okay. I mean, there's one point, yeah, where I was watching Doctor Who and it looked like they reuse art assets from the Avengers. It's like they just changed the tower from the Avengers and just took away the A. I was like, wait, isn't that the Avenger tower? It's like they shipped off to Disney to reuse their art assets and to cut costs. That's what it looked like to me. But I thought, so I've seen that tower before. Oh man. And what's it? David Tennant, Doctor Sue. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I knew they had no faith in it when they done the regeneration and he like split in two. I thought to myself, these people, they're not sure that people like this doctor. So they're making sure they could have the other doctor out there. Just in case. Just in case. Oh man, this show has just become so woke. What's this? Oh, God. It's a shame, you know, that these things happen in the world. It's a shame. Because, wow. The show used to be really good. It used to be really good. And I mean, even one of the villains, they said, oh man, he can't be in a wheelchair. I mean, it became too it's fantasy, it's escapism. Why are you trying to make this so politically correct? Anyway, I'm out. And, you know, I guess Doctor Who's out, it may seem.